Okay, we did not watch a movie today.
We did not. We almost did, but then we didn't.
We didn't. That's the important thing. That's all I had to say about that.
That's it?
I just wanted to lead off with that.
Okay. Well, that seems reasonable. How was your day, Nate?
It was fun. I mentioned before that I said that if I wasn't feeling better on Monday, then I would go to the doctor. I'm not 100% better, but I'm enough better that I'm not going to go to the doctor.
I feel better than I felt yesterday. Still pretty bad, so I've got an appointment to go to the doctor on Wednesday. I felt really terrible this morning at work. Every time I moved my head or my eyes or my body, it felt like my brain was sloshing around in my head and it hurt really bad. But on my lunch break, instead of lunching, I napped, which is not uncommon for me to do with my lunch break, but it was particularly necessary today. And after my nap, I felt pretty good. I mean, better than I've felt since I've been sick, so.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but I have an older coworker who is looking to retire in the next year or two.
I think you did.
And I mentioned to him, somewhat jokingly, but also not jokingly, that he should get an RV and live in it and travel around. That's something Shelby and I have thought about doing and would still like to do. But I just thought I mentioned it to him. And it's kind of cliche, frankly, for retired folks to live in an RV and travel to all the different national parks.
But there's a reason why, because it's fun and cool.
So I brought that up to him, and he liked the idea a lot, but he wasn't sure his wife would like it. And a couple days later, he said that he finally got the courage to ask her about it. And she said, well, I've always wanted to do that. I didn't think you wanted to do it. So they're both goofballs, but they actually went this weekend to Houston. I think they were there for unrelated reasons, but they went and shopped around for an RV, and I think they tentatively decided on getting a Class C. But honestly, I think they're going to do it, which is pretty exciting for me.
That is really exciting. You have inspired them to go on this fun adventure. We'll have to live vicariously through them.
Yes, I take full credit for their happiness.
That's right.
Jumping topics, I had a fun little realization today that with my new camera, I'm going to have to make some adjustments as far as storage goes. Professional grade cameras make more data when they take a photo than, an iPhone, for instance, which I knew. But the last camera that I had, each file was about 19 or 20 megabytes a piece. And this new one, they're 50 megabytes. So 20 photos will take up 1 gigabyte of data, which is a lot more than I was expecting. So I'll just have to kind of get used to that. Yeah, that was just random.
Yeah. We met with Miranda from First Church of the Nazarene today and just bounced some questions off of her questions that we had about the church and talked about, kind of the membership process. And that's really exciting. I don't know. I'm ready to become part of a church congregation again. And this was kind of the first step into that process. So there will be men's Bible studies this week, and there's going to be a big event at the church this weekend, and they're starting a new membership class and new life groups and all sorts of new Bible studies. And so this is a very big time to be jumping in. We'll be jumping in pretty deep and getting involved in a lot of different things pretty quickly, I imagine. But I'm very excited about it.
Me too.
There's just a lot of really cool possibilities for new relationships and new fellowship with people that we haven't met yet. Also, Nate made us dinner tonight, and it was some delicious shrimp Alfredo. And while his Alfredo sauce is really, really yummy, and he's really good at it, he also got my favorite bread, which is some whole clove garlic bread from Kroger. And it's a loaf of bread with whole garlic cloves mixed in it. And oh my gosh, it's so good. Every bite you just get a whole clove of garlic. And that's really all I want from my food is just whole garlic cloves.
Well, not every bite, but maybe every piece.
Every piece. Yeah, every piece, if not every bite. So I really enjoyed that. That bread is always a treat. It's the small things.
What else?
I think that's all I had.
Well, we have some podcast news. We'd like to change our schedule. We've already changed it several times now. When we first started, we said it would be every weekday. And then we changed it to every day. So now we're going to try a different format. We'll just keep trying stuff. But we're going to try twice a week. I looked this up. I was thinking, would that be semi-weekly, bi-weekly? It's actually confusing.
Duo-weekly? No, it's just twice weekly.
You could say twice weekly.
Yeah, it's just twice weekly.
Semi-weekly is probably the most accurate because a semi-annual event happens, for instance, every 6 months.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly isn't used in the U.S. as much, but it actually can mean either once every 2 weeks or twice a week. It has a dual meaning, and it's specific. Like Merriam-Webster specifically said, it's a very confusing word.
Huh.
Because it can mean either one.
I think I only think of it as once every 2 weeks. But as far as like English language goes, there's no reason that it couldn't be twice a week.
To me, I would think it would mean twice a week, but it is confusing. So I'm going to go with semi-weekly.
We can't just say twice a week or twice weekly.
I don't know. Anyways, we're shooting for Monday nights and Thursday nights.
And we'll do this schedule for a while, see how we like it. We might end up changing it again later. Who knows?
Yeah. Honestly, it's not the work that is too hard every day or anything like that. It's more just that we don't always feel like we have enough to say.
Like, for example, talking about how we've watched movies 4 nights in a row.
Yeah.
4? 5? Was it 5? Well, regardless, nobody wants to hear how all we do is watch movies and eat food.
Yeah. We're too boring to have... we might be too boring to have a daily podcast.
Which I probably would have guessed to begin with. But you never know till you try. I'm glad we did it every day, even if we don't stick with it every day.
Yeah. We also may work on another podcast. We're planning to. That may be something to do with Reddit. It may be a food podcast. We're not sure. I guess if you have any podcast suggestions, you could send it to us.
Nate, tell the people our email address.
It's hard to say. deanzies@gmail.com. DEANZIES @gmail.com. I think there's also a link in the website. If you go to heydeans.com/subscribe, there's probably a link there too. Or a form there to fill out.
Yeah.
Or I'll put a link in the show notes too.
There you go. Link in the show notes. Link in the Doobly Doo. Is that copyrighted?
No, but that's YouTube. That's not podcasts.
Yeah, but podcasts do have Doobly Doos.
Well, we're going to have to update our sign off. I'm thinking see ya later. Because we can't say see you tomorrow.
I hate that.
Okay. We're open to suggestions, shall we?
Great. See you later it is.
All right.
See you later.